In Not Again news,
Oh my God.
Again? Oh.
What happened?
what do you think it is?
I
know
just
what it
can't
is.
believe that it's happening again.
It's some type of molestation or murder or something.
No. Or it could be the presidential debate. I don't know. They say some dumb shit. Like, not
Our
again.
country's molestation. Submitted by
Oh, then you're still right.
Mergirl.
Mer girl.
It's like your girlfriend, but not.
Oh, yes.
Or a mermaid girl.
Marielle.
Marielle girl.
There is an outrage over Disney's live-action Mulan remake, but it may just be a misunderstanding.
Oh, I heard about this. Someone told me the other day that I don't remember that it is now gonna be starring a white girl.
They're gonna make Mulan a white
A
girl?
white man.
A white man that has yellow fever that saves Mulan.
But it's played by a white actress, right? Because I was the one who told you that, but that's what I had read.
So Mulan is white now?
That's what I read. I read that they had chosen a white actress to play Mulan, and then that was an outrage. And then it comes out that the script was leaked and that they added additional characters and that the male lead is a white man saving Mulan.
Why are there so many white people in this Mulan story anyways?
And in China, what the fuck were they doing there?
This whole controversy about remaking Mulan, like it came out based off of Angry Asian Man's post about the script that he read. And so this
He
script,
read it firsthand. Like, he got the script.
He got the leaked script.
from what I know,
That's what he say?
From what I know, it implies that he read the script and everything, but then a lot of people had speculations like, oh, you must have been reading something fake. Like, how the hell did you get your hands a hold of the original manuscript or whatnot, right?
You probably found the scroll somewhere. He's like, aha! There it is.
Not again.
But there was somebody who is a part of the Disney company that has confirmed that, like, no, that is correct. Like, that is like the original storyline. So
Who gave him the script?
I don't know who gave him the script. He didn't say.
Chinese black market.
He didn't say. But what I do know is that in this script, Disney recently bought it off of like these two writers, and in this original script, it was introducing this male character that soon encounters Mulan, falls in love with Mulan, and then follows her into the war, and then like helps defeat China and becomes a heroine, and then eventually like him and Mulan get together.
And he's like a European trader
like
or
a
something.
European trader. That's pretty much what the whole premise of the story is. But the
So
thing
it's
is
Dances
that,
with Wolves.
So pretty much that's like the story of like what was written in that script. And Disney recently bought it. And so because Angry Asian Man wrote a blog post about it saying like, oh, this is the story that Disney bought and they're remaking the story. And so he was pretty much like saying that like, dude, this is such an outrage. Like, why would you, for like a story of Mulan, like Mulan is like the movie that we know when we grew up as an animated show where like she was the daughter of
Is that a historical figure? Is Mulan
It's a
historical?
folktale.
Oh, it's a. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Of some sort, I believe. I think. You know what? Every time I say I think, I'm usually right, so I'm gonna stick to it. It's some kind of folklore
What's your
folktale.
fucking
Can you look it up real quick?
Who the fuck is Mulan?
Is she like
Google.
a Cinderella type of thing, like in a fantasy
I think
world?
she's more like a
You said
Joan
a
of Arc.
folklore.
But
Folklore,
then
there
she's
you
not
go.
a folklore, right? Joan of Arc is not a folklore. She's
No.
This is like
historical.
What's the difference between folklore and whatever I said?
Real?
I don't know what you
folktale?
said.
Like Cinderella. Yeah, like
Oh, fairy tale is different.
what's the difference?
Actually, I was just listening to a podcast on this, and even they didn't know.
It sounds like it's the same thing.
What, fairy tale and folklore?
Yeah.
I think
Or
it's
maybe,
the same thing.
well, or maybe fairy tales are told to children and folklore is like amongst
Oh,
everyone.
I know what it is. Folklores are many times based off of real events. So Joan of Arc, the person, has existed, but whether or not she was able to kill like 1,000 men with her bare hands, who knows?
But Joan of Arc isn't considered a folklore, though.
She's
But then her-
historical.
but her-
It's a historical series. So folklores and fairy tales that we've heard, like the Grimm, all that shit,
Yeah.
those were used as women used to tell these stories to each other around like the spindle and shit, whatnot, when they would like weave shit or something, and that usually taught some kind of moral of a story. So a lot of the derivatives that we heard from it, they're actually a lot darker. But think about the story of Little Red Riding Hood.
She got raped.
that shit's dark as fuck.
Don't go into the forest because
Ariel,
there's a
too.
molester.
It's like don't trust strangers. So like there's a wolf and there's a fucking axeman that comes in and hacks the motherfucker to death.
Yep.
Because the wolf eats someone and they rip the guts alive.
Yep.
And so they would take these things to make it more digestible for people to read.
Dude, London Bridge is falling down. That shit's fucking.
There was this other story. Yeah, there's like all these other different stories.
You know Ring Around the Rosie, that not fairy tale, but that nursery rhyme? It's from the Black Death Plague or
Oh,
something.
the bubonic plague, right?
So, Mulan first appeared in a transcribed set of poems from the musical records of the Old and New. And it's a poem that's titled Ballad of Mulan. So that's the first time that she was ever appeared in like any written form. And eventually she was incorporated into like a historical novel. And then soon, yeah, so soon it became the most popular folklore in China.
So she's a fictional character. Oh, okay.
Folklore.
Then I don't really care if she gets ass
I
fucked
still
by a
don't
white
know the
guy.
difference between folklore and fairy tales.
They're supposed to be the same thing, interchangeable.
Because to me, there'd be a problem if she was like a historical figure, like some famous general or something, and then randomly you introduce like these crazy fantasy elements.
Like with Bruce Lee and
Yeah.
his biopic.
Oh yeah.
You know what though? I found out that that white guy is a student of Bruce Lee. It's not some random white guy that just showed up.
It's like a legit thing.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Like a real student of Bruce Lee?
Yeah, it was from the perspective of one of his white students. But
What about
then,
that Shaolin
life.
monkey battle? Is that real?
But then, all the things that happened,
Shaolin monkey.
it's not fabricated, but it's Hollywoodized. Yeah.
Like him floating down like a.
Hollywood High.
That shit was crazy. He goes, oh, now you surpassed your limits. Yeah.
And then him constantly having roid rage the whole movie?
I know.
That's a little bit different.
Hey, come on, man. My dick is huge. Like, hey, come on, that's not Bruce Lee. Don't talk like that.
So instead of having Mulan be seen as a historical figure, she's seen as a legend.
Isn't that kind of worse? Because now, we know the legend of Hercules,
Yeah.
but if all of a sudden you have like some Asian concubine that comes in randomly into Greek mythology and tames his ass, kind of like distorts what you know about
I
it.
think that's what's so stupid is they take all these. Yeah, why can't you just? It's a good story,
Right.
but it's just existing as a good story. Why you gotta fuck it up and add some new elements?
What is the
to it?
misunderstanding then?
Initially, the script that Disney bought included a white male into it, right? And so once Angry Asian Man talked about it, then people started getting angry about it, and like there's like a huge commotion over the internet. And then within 2 hours, Disney responded like, "Hey guys, calm down. Like we bought this like a script like a long time ago. Like we are working on this remake, but like there will be like no white guy, like there will be like no like white male in this whatsoever. It's gonna be like all Asian."
I believe it.
Yeah, they're just like he's like like we're not trying to.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, just
so
because-
that's a misunderstanding. But the thing is that the original script that they bought, that Disney bought themselves, had that white male, but then nobody knew that they were gonna change it.
everyone's so mad.
But that's the thing, though.
No white people.
But that's also public's wrongdoing of not knowing how Hollywood works. Just because you buy a script doesn't mean that that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, people.
They just like the storyline and what
Yeah,
and they
studios
adapt
buy
it
scripts all the time and change it to where it's not even anywhere close to the original anymore.
Yeah. So like it was so they called it a spec script that they bought.
Exactly.
And then like
exactly what it
they
is.
actually hired 2 other writers on to
Rewrite that motherfucker.
To rewrite that script, and they're the writers from Jurassic World.
That's okay. Casting directors, you fucked up for not casting us on Marco Polo. Here's your second chance. All Asian movie, you better cast us. I want to be noodle maker number 5.
I could be the fat dude that would make up the what's his name, the concubine guy.
I want to be the guy
yeah.
that gets killed first because if there's gonna be no black people in this movie, then kill me first.
I want to be the voice of Mushu,
Who's Mushu?
fucking dragon bitch.
I didn't even watch the first one.
Well, okay, wait, hold up. Before you guys get way too excited about getting casted, the thing is,
I want to be in a fucking movie, goddammit.
but the thing is,
I want to be Mulan.
that Disney, they're gonna be hiring an all Chinese cast.
I'm Chinese
That's
enough.
me.
No, not Asian American, but Chinese, like people from
Wow,
China.
they're going even. They don't want any racism whatsoever.
Wait.
Cheap labor.
Are they gonna also have subtitles and shit?
I mean, I don't know exactly like what language they're gonna be speaking. All I know is that in terms of casting, they're only casting
Why would they do such a thing?
No, I think they'll do it in English because if it's Disney, they're probably gonna want to market it to kids.
Yeah.
And kids aren't gonna be reading the screen.
And nobody wants a movie. What's that word? Sorry, say Mulan. No.
And so like Angry Asian Man, he
Mulan.
states that like the reason why that they're gonna be doing an all Chinese cast and not Asian American cast is because they want to appeal internationally. Because
What does that have to do with
because when
anything?
the first Mulan, the animated movie, came out here in America, like it did well worldwide, but in China it flopped so bad because
really?
because the story of Mulan that we know is the Asian American twist. So it's like
Well, keep the story accurate, but you gotta cast decent human beings. The big mistake they're gonna make now is everyone's gonna be peeing on set and shit and blowing the boogers out. It's gonna be the worst movie ever, dude.
but then like our rendition.
Oh, like in like water bottles?
I'm conducting an experiment.
Oh, you.
Do you remember when he was like, you know what? I was even wondering if I should just pee here in front of my desk, but then I was
In a bottle, not on the floor. I'm responsible.
right. So then I could picture you being on set doing the same thing.
It's in my jeans.
It's pretty much for them, like the reason why it flopped over there is because like we ruined the story, their tale of Mulan, like what they know it to be.
Do you know what the difference is?
I don't know what the exact difference is. It's just pretty much like
Then keep the
them
story
taking a show of
accurate.
ours and then just completely changing it to make it more.
So it's a money
accommodating.
move then. They want
Yeah.
China's market.
They
because-
want China's money,
Yeah.
greedy ass bastards.
They've been wanting it. That's why they came up with like Panda 2 and all these.
It's one of the biggest movie markets out there, though.
It's huge.
But that's what sucks though, is because like if this script is written from like an Asian American audience and like what we know like Mulan to be, it kind of sucks that they won't be casting Asian Americans.
Just pick your poison, dude.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Somebody's gonna complain about something as long as you make the money.
No, I don't. For me, as long as they're using authentic peoples, I don't care.
True.
Like, Mulan's not an Asian American story. That shit's a Chinese folklore.
Yeah.
So using Chinese from China,
You better use some real Chinese. Don't be putting like Jay Chow and shit in there.
yeah. Don't be making it look like a Chinese pop fucking music video, you know?
Yeah.
Go to the village of fucking Guangzhou and shit and like get like
It's gonna be a smelly set.
It's gonna be a very smelly set.
a guy with like 3 rotten teeth smoking a cigarette and crouching down in the back of a Chinese restaurant. Get that guy. I want some real motherfucking characters.
Like so even though like it's an Asian American story,
How can it's not an Asian American story?
I mean because they put their own twist into it though. It's just like how we put our own twist into like the American Office versus like the British Office.
Oh, so you're saying like because they're hiring American writers to write this movie?
Yeah.
I'm not emotionally tied to Mulan at all whatsoever
neither.
fucking ever. Number one, it's not even one of my top favorite Disney animated films. Number two, I don't give a fuck.
Well, what about the Asian aspect of it?
What about it?
How they're not, like, still Asian Americans are still not getting casted.
Well, they're
Well, if
gonna-
it's an
they're-
Asian American
they're still
movie-
gonna cast Asian people.
Yeah.
So I'm cool.
Me too. I'm cool if it's Asian people. But like if it's a story about LA in the 1990s and then they get an all cast of Chinese immigrants and it's supposed to be Asian American kids in high school, what the
Then that's
fuck is
weird.
that? That's different. But Mulan is originally a Chinese story from China, and then if there's Chinese speakers,
Do you think they
that's
should
as real
also,
as it gets.
Do you think they should also be hiring like Chinese writers to work with these American writers then as well to make
no,
it just
because
a
I
Chinese
don't like
movie?
Chinese film.
I haven't ever seen a Chinese
That
film,
would be
actually.
cool if there was a Chinese folklore expert that was advising the script
Oh, yeah, that'd be
writers.
pretty cool.
You know, it's kind of like when they have these gangster films and stuff, they have actual gangsters on set going, that would have never happened.
Yeah, stealing all the crafties and shit. Yeah.
And I think that's totally fine. And I'm actually not against having white people in Asian stories like Marco Polo or like Last Samurai or whatever, because it's some stuff like Last Samurai, it didn't, that series of events did not happen, but the characters are motivated by actual existing characters.
Yeah.
So there were, you know, during the time of Japan's Industrial Revolution, they hired Europeans and Americans to come to Japan to teach them military skills and whatever. Like that actually happened. So his character was real. Like you would have a white guy going over there that's like military expert that would be training the army there. Same with Marco Polo.
And it's not like Chinese people do their due diligence. Every time I see a Chinese film and they hire a white person, it's the worst white actor on earth. They fucking suck.
No, you know why? I feel like they just get some white guy tourists and go, hey, you want to be a star?
Yeah.
Come over here.
Yeah, there's
Stand over here, white guy.
like in every single like Ip Man movie, all the white actors were fucking terrible, dude. They
Very true.
Yeah, they don't know how to act whatsoever. I hope you guys aren't a fan of this show, because if you are, I'm sorry, but you suck. Like the military guy, I want the money now. Like what the
What if
hell?
they're really good actors, but then it's the Chinese directors
yeah.
that go, no, that's not American.
that could be it too.
Because you know how like out here they go, you
Oh,
gotta
it's the
be
same
more
thing.
Asian, right? What if they're telling the white guys like, be more America, come on, man, like this one, you know? You know, be more American, man.
Oh, that's true. I never
Yeah.
thought about that. Oh, enlightened. Well, I hope you guys liked that episode. And if you did, you guys already know how you can get involved. There is going to be a link in the description box where you can go ahead and submit your articles, my friends. And of course, there's more videos right over there.